Today is another two wonderful shlokas. Last Thursday, we did two of my very favorite and very beloved shlokas, 61 and 62. Today, again, another two shlokas which are very, very beautiful. And next Thursday also. Of course, every shloka is beautiful, but sometimes some shlokas really touch the heart. So let's get on with it. Today is 63 and 64. We'll read 63 first. Iti te jnanamakhyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishe tadasheshena yathe chassi tatha kuru. Thus has this wisdom, the most profound secret of all secret knowledge, been imparted to you by me. Deeply pondering over it, now do as you like. So this most profound secret was already told to you last Thursday, and I hope you were there to hear it. The subject matter of this knowledge, as you know, is the self. Not the ego self, but the Atma self. This Atma self is beyond matter. It is beyond perception. It is beyond description. It is not accessible by the senses. It is not accessible by the mind. It is not accessible by the intellect. That is why it is called so profound, so deeply within us. And this knowledge, what is the importance? It is the only means of liberation. Without this knowledge, liberation is not possible. Liberation means the one who knows Brahma becomes Brahma. That is why this knowledge is called Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of merging with Brahma. So Bhagavan calls this Guhyat Guhyataram. Guhyam means secret. Already we have referred to it in chapter 9. Guhyataram. Taram becomes comparative case. Means secret, more secret. So this is comparative, like good, better, best. So secret, Bhagwan is referring here, more secret. Why more secret? Because earlier Bhagwan had already told us about Karma Yoga. So that was also secret. Raj Yoga also he spoke about. That was also secret. But this knowledge, which he just gave last Thursday, that knowledge is more secret than all the knowledges that he has given earlier. Karma Yoga was a secret knowledge because it helps you to purify your antakaran. Antakaran is something within us. So it's a secret place. It's not visible. And this knowledge, which is more secret, is the fruit of Karma Yoga. When you have purified yourself adequately, optimally, sufficiently, then this knowledge is the fruit of that purification process. And what is the fruit of this knowledge? The fruit of this knowledge is liberation. So this knowledge is most profound, so you can say top secret. So if this knowledge is top secret, why is it being shared with everyone? Is a question one can ask. Anyone can open the Bhagavad Gita. Anyone can read this knowledge. So how does it become top secret? Of course, you all know very well that simply picking up the book and reading it cannot give you the secret knowledge. Brahma Vidya is not something that you can read in a book. Without the guidance of the Guru, without Shravan, it is impossible to extract Brahma Vidya just by reading it randomly from a book. Secondly, let us even suppose you have got the explanation from the Guru, okay? But you have not prepared your antakaran. you have not gone through the process of Chit Shuddhikaran, then also, in spite of the guidance of the Guru, this knowledge will not be available to you. Which knowledge? Brahma Vidya. You will not be able to absorb this knowledge. In fact, even sitting in a satsang, while Brahma Vidya is being given to you, while this knowledge is being explained to you, you might simply fall asleep. So this is not available to you, this top secret, by reading the book. Even by the explanation of the Guru, it will not be available to you till you do your Chitta Shuddhikaran. Now, so let's say you don't fall asleep. Maybe you're listening carefully to the guidance that has been given by the Guru. Yet, if you do not apply the teachings, then also, in spite of Chitta Shuddhikaran, you're not applying the teachings, then also this secret will remain a secret. You will not be able to catch that wonderful experience that this knowledge can lead you to. All right. So there's another way of interpreting this word secret. See, when somebody tells you a secret, you keep it close to your heart, right? You keep it hidden inside you. So this knowledge that Bhagwan is giving is also something close to your heart. It is something very deep within you. And that is another way of saying this knowledge is secret because it is close to your heart. And soon we will again understand what it means to be close to the heart. Another idea came to my head when I was doing this shloka. Why is it called top secret? You know, in espionage, when these spies go and into foreign countries and become moles and they're doing espionage for their country, they keep their real identity a secret, right? They never reveal themselves that I am a spy from India, right? So their real identity is kept a secret and they take on a false identity. So this real identity, which the spies keep secret, here also your real identity, which is the knowledge being imparted to you, is being kept secret. So here also you can say in this way also, this knowledge is top secret. So what is this knowledge which is top secret and which is close to your heart? Last time we talked about it. We said Ishwar, the divine being, resides in the heart space of every creature. And what does it do in that heart space? It shapes the life of the individual based on the material available to that divinity within you. And what is that material available within you? Your own sanskars, your own vasanas, your own impressions, your own swabhav. With that clay, the potter creates the clay pot, which is you, your life, and my life. And this material, this vasana energy, is very, very strong and very, very pakka. You cannot suppress it, you cannot ignore it. It is there, and Ishwar can only use that material to create your life. So now what to do? Am I doomed to always have a life based on the sanskars I'm carrying from previous lifetimes? No, Bhagwan says, surrender. Surrender to that divine being within you in every single way. Sarva bhavena. Remember, yes, last time. You surrender to that divinity. What is that divinity? That divinity is knowledge itself. It is knowledge itself. You are surrendering to knowledge. And therefore, that knowledge knows exactly where to guide you, where to lead you, where to take you towards your final self-realization. So what we have to do is we have to bypass our selfish desires and let God decide what is best for us. Unfortunately, what we do is we want to decide everything. We think we know everything. And therefore, God says, fine, I'll give you whatever you want, your own desire. Now, Bhagwan has already told Arjun, what is the shloka reading? Thus has this wisdom, the most profound secret of all secret knowledge, been imparted to you. Arjun has done Shravan. 18 adhyayas of Shravan have been done by Arjun. Now, what does Arjun have to do? Deeply pondering over it. Bhagwan tells him, Vimrishetada Sheshena. Now, you have to deeply ponder over it. Ponder over it. Contemplate on what I have said. Don't simply decide right now what has to be done. Understand everything that I have spoken. After any discourse, after any satsang, you need to remember the teachings that have been given. It is not enough to write it in a notebook. Writing in a notebook is necessary, but if it remains in the notebook only, then manan is being done by the notebook. Then the notebook is doing manan because it is remaining with the notebook. So then it does not come in your mind when you need to implement those teachings. So what is manan? Manan is taking that information, maybe it's written in the notebook. Now you have to take that information from the notebook into your mind and make it established there. How to do that? Just as you have done the vasanas. How did these vasanas get imprinted in your antakaran? Because you dwelled on an object. You dwelled on a situation. You dwelled on something. And by continuously dwelling on something, by continuously thinking of something, you created a footprint. You created an imprint in your antakaran. Now, what you have to do is you have to dwell on the teachings that have been given to you during Shravan, and you have to dwell on it for an extended period of time. What I have read is that if there is 1 unit of Shravan that you have done, then you have to have 100 units of Manan for that teaching to be embedded, imprinted in your antakaran. Then this embedding, this continuous 100 units of manan will create an imprint. And that is the meaning of manan. If you remember, some of us went to the Gaushala and we were feeding the cows. And no matter how much feed we gave, how much grass, how many laddus, how many rotis, the cows kept on eating it. They didn't say stop. No matter how much you fed them, they took it in. And then later, they will sit calmly, regurgitate that feed and chew the cud and then absorb it into their system. And that is exactly what you and I need to do as sadhaks. We need to take in, absorb all the teachings possible that are being given to us. Take it in, write it down in your notebook if you can't remember everything. Take everything. Then, when you have some time, over a period of time, you chew the cud of what you have heard. So, Shravan and then Manan. That is exactly what Bhagwan is asking Arjun to do. And through Arjun, he's telling us also, this is what you have to do. Now, you have also heard 18 adhyayas of Bhagavad Gita at least 3 times. Have you pondered over it? Or have you just filled up your notebooks? So now next step comes for you as a sadhak, deeply pondering over it. You have to deeply ponder over it. Then what you should do? What should Arjun do? What is Bhagwan telling Arjun to do? Beautiful. You have done Shravan. Now deeply ponder over it and then do as you like. I love it. Yathe chasi tatha kuru. Do as you like. I'm not forcing you to do anything. You do as you like. And you know very well that no matter how much gyan you have done Shravan of, because you have not done enough manan, because you have not done enough of dwelling on the teaching, finally, when the time comes to operate in the world, you do exactly as you like. You do exactly what is comfortable for you. You do exactly what is your swabhav. You do exactly as your prakriti is there, your vasanas. You know that this is true. You have not trained your intellect with manan to see what is Shreya for me to do. Because of this lack of training, which is manan, you simply do whatever is already present in you. Your vasana energy will rise and it will just tell you, okay, this situation happened last time. This is what was the situation. Do this. And this is what we do. Our intellect has not been trained with manan, and therefore we continue to live according to our vasanas, according to our swabhav, according to our prakriti. Now look at this phrase. What does it say? Let me just read it once more. Yathe chasi tatha kuru. Now, in this phrase, yathe chasi tatha kuru, two very, very important words are there. One word is ichha. Yathe chasi, there is ichha there. And the second word is kuru. Ichha means desire. And kuru means do. You will do according to your desire. You will always do according to your vasana. So, two things we have to check. Introspection. When we are doing anything, because we want to do it, otherwise we would never do. We will never do anything that we don't want to do, right? So there is an ichha. Whose ichha is operating? Whose desire is at work here? Is it my own ego's desire? My BMI is deciding. My ahankar, my I, limited I is desiring this? Or is it the ichha of Bhagwan? Is it the ego's desire or is it the divine desire? We have to see, we have to ask. And then Kuru, to do. Who is doing? Is it the I, BMI, ego, limited self, my notion of I that is doing this action? Or is the divine doing this action? Whose ichha is it and who is doing? If there is karta bhav still left in me, and karta bhav will be left in me if I'm still identifying myself as BMI, then my BMI is only having the ichha to do, and therefore the BMI is doing. You got it? If your doership is not involved, if you have come out of your karta bhav, then your bhokta bhav will also disappear, enjoyership. But till then, your karta bhav is making you feel that you, the BMI, is doing the action based on your BMI's desire, meaning your vasana. Now let us see what happens if your limited ego's desire is not at work. Let us say you have done good chitta shuddhikaran. Let us say that you have surrendered sarva bhavena to that Ishwar, who is in the garbha of your heart, you have fully surrendered, then what will happen? Because you know exactly what happens when you work out of your limited ego. But what if you have totally surrendered? What if you have followed the teachings of Bhagwan Krishna? Then all the actions, all the work that you will be doing will be done only by Bhagwan's Ichha, that we call Bhagwan's Ichha Shakti or divine will. It is Bhagwan's will that is operating through me because I have totally surrendered my BMI to Bhagwan. Now Bhagwan's will is at work here. And the work that I will be doing, that will be guided by what? Not my limited intelligence. It will be guided by Bhagwan's Gyan Shakti. It will be guided by Bhagwan's knowledge, not my limited knowledge, but true knowledge. So the work will be initiated by Bhagwan's Ichha Shakti. It will be guided by Bhagwan's Gyan Shakti. And therefore, it will be powered by Bhagwan's Kriya Shakti. Bhagwan only will be doing the action through his desire, through his knowledge. Then what will you feel as an individual? It's a beautiful feeling. You will feel like you are being airlifted. You will not know why these wonderful things are happening to you. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, and the right things are happening to you. It is not out of your will that something is happening. You are being airlifted there. And such freedom, such bliss, that the right things are happening for you in the right way at the right time. And that is the importance of surrendering sarva bhavena. So, very important. When Bhagwan is saying, do as you like, it will depend entirely on who you think you are. If you are identifying with your BMI, then ego's ichha will be doing the work and ego will be doing the action. The action will be prompted by the ego's like, and the ego limited I will be doing the action. But if you have identified fully with the divine within you, then the divine will be operating out of his divine will in the right way, and the divine will can never be wrong. So actions will always be correct. Now, imagine Arjun's reaction that he has heard, I don't know how many, 700 and odd number of shlokas from Bhagwan. And now, after all this, Bhagwan is saying, do as you like. What could have been Arjun's reaction at this point? A clue to that is given in the next shloka, short shlok. Let me read it to you. Number 64. Sarvaguhyatamam bhuyah shृणु me paramam vachah ishtosi me dridham iti tato vakshyami te hitam. Bhuya shृणु. Here again, Bhagwan is telling Arjun, here again. Why is Bhagwan telling again after so many hundreds of shlokas? Again, Bhagwan wants to say the same thing. Arjun is a warrior. His entire life, he has lived as a warrior. He has been hearing commands in the battlefield. Shoot, halt, march, attack. At that time, Arjun has to simply obey the command, right? At that time, Arjun is not going to say, create a gap, what is my goal, what is Priya, what is Shreya, what should I do? And then he will have some deliberate thinking. And no, by that time, the enemy will shoot him and he will be dead. So Arjun is used to commands and he is used to obeying commands. That is why he got into trouble in the first place, because when he came after his marriage with Draupadi, his mother said, share your prasad with your four brothers. And that was the start of the Mahabharata problem, right? Even his mother's command, he simply obeys. This is his swabhav. So now, when Bhagwan tells him, do as you like, he's confused. He doesn't know how to do as you like. He knows how to obey commands. So, why is Bhagwan saying, see, even I tell you all, even I tell you after so many adhyayas of Bhagavad Gita again and again, I also tell you, do as you like. I don't force you all to do anything. And you know the saddest part? The saddest part is that you also do as you like. Isn't it? You do what is comfortable. You do what is convenient. You do what is easy. You do what is priya. And you do not do what is shreya. And that is the saddest part. But Arjun is being alerted right now by Bhagwan, just as I am alerting you. Out of his compassion, Bhagwan is telling Arjun, pay attention. I'm telling you something. Ichha and Kuru. Whose Ichha are you following? And what are you going to do? With Karta Bhav or without Karta Bhav? Whenever there is something important to be conveyed, it is always repeated. Even a parent, when he tells a child something, will always repeat it, right? Even a teacher will always repeat. Even your boss, the boss, when he's giving some instruction to the subordinate, he will always, if it's important, he will always repeat the instruction. So why is Bhagwan repeating again to Arjun? It's important, we all know. But even the gurus go on repeating. For 10, 15 years, they go on repeating the teachings of the Gita. Why do the gurus do that? Why is Bhagwan doing this to Arjun right now? Go back to chapter 4 and you will get the answer. In Adhyay 4, in verse 3, Bhagwan tells Arjun, I am giving you this secret knowledge because you are my Sakha and because you are my Bhakt. I'm giving this knowledge to you. And here again, in this end of the whole teaching, Bhagwan is again telling Arjun, Ishtosi me dridhamiti. You are extremely dear to me. Shishyas are extremely dear to their gurus. That is why they keep repeating again and again, in the hope that at some stage the Shishya will get it. The Shishya will follow the instructions without condition. And it is the unconditional love of Krishna for Arjun that he is saying, Shrinu Bhuya, listen to me again. I'm going to tell you something. So that's the first reason why Krishna is again repeating to Arjun. And then he says, second thing, Vakshyami te hitam. I'm telling this to you for your own good. For your own good. Not for Bhagwan Krishna's good. It has nothing to do with Bhagwan Krishna. Bhagwan Krishna, of course, took birth, took avatar to establish Dharma. He is going to do it through Arjun and through the Pandavas. But he doesn't really require that. He can do it with one blink of an eye. He can destroy all adharma. Without lifting his hand, he can destroy all the Kauravas. But he's telling this to Arjun for Arjun's own good. The word over there is hitam. Hitam means it is beneficial to you. Hitam is beneficial, but priyam is pleasant. Hitam is like Shreya. Hitam means it's beneficial. Priyam is, I will tell you what you like to hear. I will tell you what is pleasant for you to hear. But what is pleasant for you to hear may not necessarily be beneficial for you. So that is why Bhagwan is repeating again and again, second time, third time, fourth time, 100th time, because it is beneficial. And secondary, hitam, that which is beneficial, first may feel like poison, uncomfortable, inconvenient, difficult to do. But if you still do it, it will be like nectar at the end. Whereas Priyam will be comfortable for you to do, will be pleasant for you to do, will feel like nectar in the beginning, but will end up being poison for you. So firstly, Bhagwan is repeating again because of his unconditional love for Arjun. Second, he is telling it because it is in Arjun's hitam, in Arjun's favor, for Arjun's good. And thirdly, I think even a guru will keep repeating because they don't want the shishya to waste this precious life that they have been given. Even for Arjun, this is the most precious opportunity that he has been given to work for the divine will of removing adharma. All right. So, Sarva Guhyatamam, this is the most esoteric of all truths. In the earlier shloka, we got the comparative case of secret, more secret than Raj Yoga, more secret than Karma Yoga. But here Bhagwan uses the superlative term, Guhyam, secret. Guhyataram, more secret. Guhyatamam, most secret. Okay? It's like pretty, more pretty, most pretty. Ugly, more ugly, most ugly. Secret, more secret, most secret. In chapter 9, Bhagwan used the word guhyam, secret. Then he talked about Karma Yoga, it became more secret. And now he's declaring at the end of the 18th chapter, this is the most secret knowledge of all knowledges. What are you going to do with this? Bhagwan is telling you the value of this teaching. Bhagwan is telling you, you need this knowledge to attain liberation. Now, like Bhagwan, I will also say, do as you like. Train your intellect, overcome your vasanas, or stay there and be comfortable. Next Thursday are one of my most favorite shlokas. Bhagwan will once again, out of his compassion, out of his unconditional love, once again, he will give the sar of the Gita. So, if you have missed it last Thursday, you'll get it again next Thursday. Till then, keep introspecting, keep doing manan. Oh. 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 Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam. Jai Gurudev.